People didn't notice at first. Either that, or they never really cared. Were they even aware of what they were hearing? Were their ears impaired, or was I moderately endearing? You see, I couldn't pronounce my CH sounds. That bastard H turned my C's into raging oceans, made plain conversations into painful discourses peppered with agony and awkward pauses. Now they say that kids can be cruel, and some were. No matter how I tried to deter their taunts, their jibes would haunt and chide and choke, turning my chat into the butts of jokes. And yeah, it wasn't just CHs that would start the squeeze, but J's and G's would leave me crawling on my knees, and the occasional shh would rob me of my dulcet tones, turning pearls of wisdom into worthless stones. What should have been the warmth of a steam train's puffing was turned into something like new school shoes scuffing. And as I grew, it became as obvious as a beggar at a wedding reception, or blood on a school blazer, or a flasher at a children's party. And there was part of me that didn't care, but a bigger part would see the stares and smirks, because sometimes that's how a child's brain works. So I began to consider what I said, worked out synonyms in my head so I could avoid words like church, or speak, or children. Imagine children falling from my vocabulary. And as I trudged my way through high school, I felt like I was walking my own road to perdition. The speech police had their batons drawn, ready to beat me into submission, and I kept wishing for situations to change, and for when my words wouldn't sound so strange. A process of self-editing and filters ensued to ensure those crackles were rarely heard. Children became kids. Church became mass. And speak became spoken word. And it was kind of working. When I occasionally lapsed or the filter failed, my train of dialogue didn't become derailed. Giggles were curtailed, and to my surprise, I began to realise that it was what I said, rather than the way I said it, that really mattered. My preconceived notions were shattered as I walked back into church, though have walked past many more since, embraced the spoken word, and made several speeches. And yes, I reclaimed my children too.